It's the Bret Plays the Lottery year-end wrap-up. All will be revealed. For instance, I was dead the whole time. Rosebud was the name of my coffee mug. And this was just an ordinary lottery ticket. The magic was always within you. I know you've been waiting for it. Many of you have been asking for it. The truth is, I came down with the flu right at the end of the year, and it's taken me a month to start feeling better. I still have a little bit of it in my head, but I think I'm finally ready to do my best to tell you what the whole point of Bret Plays the Lottery was. So, let's begin with the big reveal of, well, what you already know. I remember I was at the convenience store buying the very last set of lottery tickets for the very last episode of Bret Plays the Lottery. And I get to the convenience store, I go up to the lottery machine, and there's a guy leaning against it. So I walked away and went and got myself a drink, a Mountain Dew, of course. And I started watching the guy, and what he had done was he had put his money in the lottery machine. Quite a bit of money, apparently, because he had filled it full of money. And then he would press the button to get his ticket out. He'd get his ticket out, and he would lean against the machine and scratch off his ticket. And then after he had scratched off that ticket, he would push another button. And he would get that ticket out and scratch it off and push another button. The money was already in there, but instead of just pushing it one after another and getting all of his tickets out, he was bogarting the machine. He was hogging it all to himself. And I realized at that moment, this little experiment's not really going to make much of a difference to most people. Oh well, it made a difference to my life anyway. So let me tell you what you already know. You already know that I decided to make videos every week. I made this commitment that for an entire year, for 52 weeks, I would spend $5 a week on lottery tickets. And I would then make a video of me scratching those off, showing whether or not I had won or lost. So over the course of a year, I spent $260 on lottery tickets to make these little videos. Now, out of those 52 weeks, $260, I won actually 25 out of those 52 weeks. I won something, maybe just $1 or maybe $100, but I won something for 25 out of 52 weeks, which is pretty much average, you know, half and half. It's 50-50 kind of a thing. I ended up, over that course of the year, losing $40. So ultimately, it cost me $40 to provide you with this entertainment. Oh, and by the way, also, if you paid attention, you may have noticed, if you watched all of these videos, you watched me for 5 hours, 47 minutes, and 15 seconds. Thank you for allowing me to pretty much use up your day. But it cost me $40 to do this experiment over the course of the year. Or did it? Some of my viewers are very perceptive people. I would say most of them are very perceptive people. And I've been receiving a lot of emails and comments from several of you. And some of you actually have asked me, or you've made the point of saying, this really isn't about the lottery, is it? And you are very, very perceptive, and you're correct. It's not about the lottery. It's not about what anyone is going to give you. It's about what you can do, and what I did to show you what you can do. Now, when I started this experiment, I already had a YouTube channel, and I had a grand total of 50 subscribers, which I think is nothing to sneeze at. 50 subscribers subscribed to watching me produce content. But after spending a year of producing at least one video a week and encouraging people to subscribe over and over again, asking people to subscribe to my video channel, I ended up with over 200 subscribers to my channel. Which, to be honest, I had hoped for a lot more than that, but I'm not gonna turn down 200 people offering to watch me produce silly little videos on YouTube. I think that was a very good increase in subscribership, and I'm very happy for every one of you that has subscribed to my channel. Now, you may have noticed that at the beginning of most of the videos, there would be a little thing that you had to watch. And then at some point during the video, on most of them, there was a little thing about right here that you had the opportunity to click on. Believe it or not, some people clicked on those, and some people did that, and when that happened, I made a little money through that service. And in fact, I made quite a bit more than the $40 that I lost playing the lottery. Not a lot of money, certainly not millions of dollars like you could have won through the lottery, but in the end, when you count nickels, I made more money through those things than I did through lottery tickets. And more importantly, win or lose, whether or not I won the lottery that week did not matter, because I consistently made money through those clicks. And I consistently, every week, win or lose at this, was making money with those things that you saw on the screen. And that was pretty good. On beyond that, because those videos still exist, even though the year is over, people are still watching them. Some people are just now discovering them, and I am continuing to make money off of those things. Whereas these lottery tickets are just dead pieces of cardstock now. And now, in addition to all that, for the 52 weeks of 2012, every week I forced myself to make a video. And every week I learned a little something more about the process of making videos. I learned about lighting, although honestly I didn't always do a great job about it. I learned about lighting. I learned about how to work with green screen. I learned about how to do editing of sound and editing of video. And I learned about how long a video ought to be and how it ought to be put together and what people really enjoy watching. And I was able to check the metrics through what YouTube provided for me and see what people were paying attention to and what they weren't paying attention to. In short, I learned a new skill. Over the course of the year, aside from making these videos, which I lost $40 on, I also was asked to produce a couple other videos for other people. Not a big deal, but I got paid for making a couple other little videos in some other arenas that I would not have felt as equipped to do or as competent in if I hadn't been doing this the whole time. I had a nice little side business, and all it cost me was $40 worth of lottery tickets. Oh, and just as an aside, I wanted to point out that there were some of you who didn't like what I was doing, but the very fact that you continued to watch, that upped my view count on YouTube, and that made the videos a little more popular, a little bit more findable. So whether or not you enjoyed what I was doing, or even appreciated what I was doing, or maybe even approved of what I was doing, thank you for contributing to my small measure of success. I really, really owe you one. And my point has been this. You can either sit around scratching lottery tickets and waiting for someone to give you some money. And you know, some weeks you may get a little money and some weeks you may not. Chances are, like 98% of the people who play the lottery, you're just going to come out, it's going to be a wash. You're never really going to get ahead. You can either sit around scratching lottery tickets and waiting for someone to give you money, or you can get out and find something that you love to do and find some way to make a little bit of money doing it. And as a wise man once said, if you're good at something, never do it for free. Learn how to contribute to this world. Learn how to contribute and better yourself and bring yourself into a better situation in your life. Oh, and one other thing that I didn't tell you about with this little experiment. Do you remember a few videos where these guys came out and made an appearance, and where General Grant came out and talked to you for a little bit? Yeah. Every week when I spent $5 on lottery tickets, I also saved $5. I saved a lot more than that, but for the sake of this experiment, I put $5 away every week in a box, and as that grew, I let the bills kind of build up. And then I kept that over the course of the years. And so now, today, I have $260 sitting back, just waiting for me to do something fun with it, or to continue to save it, or do something. But the point is, if I hadn't been spending money on lottery tickets, I could have $520 right now instead of $260. And I guess my point is this. If you're not saving it, don't spend it. I don't want to sound like your dad or anything, But if you're not saving money yourself, if you're not taking care of yourself and truly investing, and I'm sorry, lottery tickets are not an investment. If you're not really doing that, then don't spend it. You shouldn't be out there spending it and making your situation worse instead of saving something and at least making yourself a little better off. And because some of you know that I happen to be a preacher by trade, you asked me over the course of the year, Bret, is there a spiritual lesson to what you're doing here? And honestly, when I started it, no, there was no spiritual lesson to what I was trying to do. But because you wanted one, here it is. Romans chapter 5, verse 5 simply says, hope does not disappoint. And I think that's a great lesson. Whatever it is that you place your hope in, and I know that for so many of you, playing the lottery is just a goofy little game that you play every now and then, but doggone it, there are a lot of people out there who are placing all of their hope in this game to get them out of the situation they're in. Whatever it is that you're placing your hope in, whether it would even be your religion, your faith, whether it would be yourself, whether it would be in other people, whether it be in this game, if your hope is constantly disappointing you, if your hope disappoints you, it's not worthy of your hope. You can do better. You deserve better. And now, how should I end this video? The final video of the series. What on earth could I do to end the video? It's got to be something spectacular. What could I do? Oh, wait, I forgot. Bye-bye. 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 Megan, be a dear. Go break my camera for me.
Yes, Daddy dear.
Thank you. Bye-bye. You're Don over there. That's Don Knotts right there. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. See you then. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. It has been a pleasure to do this with you. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, and before I forget, and because you're wondering, who is the guy in the frame this week? This is none other than my friend Rick Moyer. And Rick is the very talented musician who put together the theme song that you hear at the beginning of these episodes. Rick is an amazing musician, an amazing man, has a wonderful musical talent, and also a great podcast. And if you click on his face, you can learn a little bit more about my friend Rick Moyer. Thank you, Rick, for all that you've done to help me out. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye. That's all.